Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Firefly Tarot. As you saw from the title, it is my channel's 5th birthday. It was 5 years ago today that I posted my first video on YouTube, which I felt called to do because of my guides, just this overwhelming feeling that I should do this, and I listened, and here I am. And it's been a journey, so I just wanted to take a moment to thank all of you for such an amazing 5 years, the overwhelming support, the beautifully kind words, the positive feedback, and even those of you that, a fewer number of you who have given me constructive criticism or even straight out negative comments. I thank you as well, because I've learned and grown from all of that, but mostly for those of you that have been such positive support. I mean, I love all of you. So again, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And as a way to thank you guys for everything for the last 5 years and the success of the community that we've built, I didn't know how else to thank you guys other than, offering a nice sale on both my tarot readings and on my website. So right now I'm doing 20% off all of my tarot readings, including the email ones. I've put those back, and 20% off all of the products on my website. So all the info is below if you are interested. Again, I didn't know what else to do to say thank you. But yeah, I other than just telling you guys how wonderful you all have been. Without further ado, I will show you the 4 options here. This is, what are your magical and psychic abilities? So yes, I've done this topic before, actually around the time where I started the channel. That's kind of why I brought it back. And this is just like an update. So obviously we've all grown over the last few years, and let's see what's different. But as usual, please only watch this if you feel called to it. And the timestamps are below. So here we have the 4 groups. Group number 1 is clear quartz tower. I'll just say clear quartz. And all of these are on my website currently as well. That's group number 1. Group number 2 is the chevron amethyst. Group number 3 is the sodalite. And group number 4 is aquamarine. Okay. So as usual, just take as much time as you need. And whenever you guys are ready, I will see you at your reading. Hey everyone, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 1, which is the clear quartz tower. So let's take a look at how you are doing now and what your magical and psychic abilities are now. Spirit, this reading is for group number 1, please and thank you. Spirit, what is your starting message for group 1? What do they need to know first? So the Queen of Cups is our first card, and the Queen of Cups is striking me as someone who can basically kind of see in all directions, and that is not surprising to me because you chose the clear quartz tower, and I was kind of feeling the word clair, so clair abilities, clairvoyant, clairaudient, all of it. And for you guys in this particular card, it is showing that there's this central point within you that is kind of able to see in all directions, or feel in all directions, receive information from all directions is kind of what I'm getting at. So let's see some specifics here. But I do think that you, in yourself, in your natural ability, you kind of are able to perceive from all directions. So that's actually pretty pretty crazy, pretty powerful, I mean. So let's see what else. I kind of feel, since it's a general reading, I do feel that people naturally have a preference or, a natural strength towards one of the clair abilities, but you definitely have at least one of them, or honestly, probably more than that. We have here the Page of Wands. Spirit, what are their magical and psychic abilities, please? So with the Page of Wands, interestingly, I'm kind of feeling a connection to a divine power, because it just reminded me of like Child of the Universe vibes. The Page of Wands is very open to exploring and very curious, very playful and joyous as well. So I just kind of got that vibe that there is this direct connection to divine. And with the Knight of Cups, similar thing here with the Queen as well, just open and able to perceive in all ways. But is there a specific magical or psychic ability that they have that we can know about today, please, Spirit, for group 1. Yeah, actually, this message here is talking specifically about your connection to divine sources. So your spirit guides, your higher self, your angels, ancestors and loved ones, not necessarily even your own loved ones, but like people, spirit, like people who have passed on, or just anyone on the other side of the veil or whatnot. They're indicating that you have a special connection to those beings. Can you tell us a little bit more about that particular ability? I mean, I don't know if that's a medium. I don't really know if that's like the exact word for it, but that word has come up in conversation a lot. Ace of Pentacles. So here they're indicating your ability to basically bring the visions or the information, the energies, in a way that is tangible, in a way that you're giving it to other people so that they can understand. You're translating it in a sense. And so, like I said, there are different ways that each of you are able to do this, but it kind of depends on what's being asked. I feel this subtle energy here, this subtle message to give you guys, that it kind of makes me feel like your powers are activated by the request. I don't know if that resonates for, like, obviously it's automatic, and it usually would be with something like this. It's almost like you're like, you do remind me of this crystal. It's always on. It's always like just powerful by just sitting there, right? But I am also getting this message that it really depends on what is being asked of you. So if you know that the person sincerely needs the help, if you know that they're asking for a specific request, it's like you're able to turn that on and really look into exactly what they're looking for. I mean, hey, if you guys are not already, you would make really great psychics, tarot readers, whatever, like divination workers and stuff like that. Like if you don't already do this, I think you would be really great at that. Anything else about this specific thing? You do have a special ability to communicate with animals as well, which is pretty on point with what, they were saying before. Other beings, other guides, other, like, even species at this point. So yeah, that is something you're able to do. You probably have already done this many times. Yeah, like, I don't know in what way you communicate with animals, but it really could be simple. Like, you're able to tell how an animal is feeling, or like if it is a guide in animal form in that particular moment, you're able to get some messages and synchronicities there. Is there anything else about the Nine of Pentacles we need to know? Yeah, I mean, this entire spread here is saying the exact same thing. So I think that this is a very strong and your first ability that they're bringing up, because the Ten of Pentacles, again, is talking about family and animals in the same card. So everyone here, it's like everyone here is gathering to give you, the translator or the whatever, the medium, the conduit, the information that's needed to help others. So realistically, you are a guide. That is what I feel from this message here. You act as a guide. A lot of you, I feel that you're happy to do it. Others of you, if you feel like maybe it's too much for you, or you don't really want that ability, just know that you have that natural talent, and perhaps in that way you were chosen. I wish I could tell you more about that, but I don't know too much about that. I don't know if we have like necessarily a choice to turn that off, or I don't know. Maybe you guys know. Let me know in the comments if you resonate with that. Spirit, can you tell us more about this particular magical or psychic ability of group 1? Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, right? Like, it's tiring. It's very, I would say, burdensome at times, but I would say it's only burdensome if there's no balance. I think any empath would agree that it gets very exhausting. I think we've all made that mistake of giving too much so that we have nothing left. Please don't do that. Please prevent that, because I think all of us can say that it's not good for our health. Okay, so if it is tiring for you, just really try to balance it out. Put up boundaries if you need to. They just wanted to mention that you are able to very readily accept energies of tiredness itself, fatigue, mental and spiritual exhaustion from other people. A lot of times you absorb it and you may not understand where it's coming from. But that would be, I'm assuming, the clairsentience ability, just, you know, really absorbing everyone's energies and emotions. So right away, please protect yourself. I have a video for that in my descriptions where I just talk about some methods that I've done, and I'm sure that you guys have more ideas, but please protect your energy. Develop the filters. Use visualization to give yourself a shield. I have videos for that as well down below. Okay, so let's see if you have another ability that they'd like to highlight today. But yeah, this is a natural talent of yours. This is, again, not exactly limited to just one ability. There are so many involved here, but the way that you absorb it, like I said, you might have a preference for, like, if you're a visual person, it might come to you in visions. If you're more of an auditory person or learner, it might come to you in, like, messages you could actually hear. Or like you perceive in your head. So any of the clair abilities, it's really not limited here, but the connection to the other beings is a really strong message as well. Is there any other final messages here about their magical and psychic abilities that beyond this additionally? Well, they did say here that you can absolutely make stuff happen. It is a little bit kind of magician power here, kind of like alchemy, alchemist or manifester. But let's see in what specific way. What is this ability, please? You guys, really, more so than I've ever really seen in a general reading at least, like, you have a very strong connection to other realms. It's almost like, I don't know if I've heard like the phrase like the veil is thin or something like that. There's really not much that is kind of like a barrier between you and the other realms or the other energies. It's ridiculously strong. So it's almost like that's your first language. Like, that's pretty crazy to me. Like you effortlessly speak the language of the other side. I don't even know what that means. Maybe you kind of have a habit of like understanding symbolism and synchronicities in ways that other people really can't or don't. Obviously with the moon card, you know, there could be something here in between the realms, and oh, this kind of spooked me when I saw this at the bottom, the high priestess, because I was just going to say dreams. I did have a feeling to say dreams before, but I was like, oh, maybe that's just too general. It may not be dreams. It could be altered states of consciousness where, like, through meditation, through lucid dreaming or astral travel, regular dreams, of course, anything at all that is not fully conscious in the three-dimensional realm. You really easily do this. I don't know who you're even talking to, though, but it could be anyone and everyone. King of Wands is here. I don't know who that Spirit. Is this a specific person that they need to know about? But there is someone here. It's like you keep kind of relaying a lot of messages from the other side. Not to sound too eerie, but that's what I'm seeing. Okay. Page of Swords. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't think it's any one specific person, but of course, you know, it might resonate with you that it could be. But here with the Page of Swords, this looks to me... Sorry, I had to wait for people to pass, and I was just catching my breath. I was just, like, taking a moment. The Page of Swords, because I'm at the store right now, and I, like, didn't want to lose my train of thought. So the Page of Swords looks to me like you are a transmitter, okay? And it looks like, again, it's just, like, any kind of information from the divine, and... truly this is beyond realms that I can even kind of grasp, because I'm here in the 3D and I don't, like, this is outside of my three-dimensional brain right now. Maybe if I were meditating or asleep, it would come to me, but there's like an antenna that is reaching from you literally to your hands to wherever, you know, wherever you need to be. Anyway, let's pull a few cards from the Radiant deck here. Spirit, is there any final messages that they need to know about what are their magical / psychic abilities, please? Okay, so we have the moon card again. Like I said, further emphasizing travel. Okay, so there's some type of travel here. I feel like you could travel wherever you want. You could, like, I don't know what the name is for that. But I suppose it would be similar to astral projection, where this could even be relevant, like past life regression or traveling psychically to different realms and different times. So that's pretty wild. I don't even know what to make of that, but you know, that's what I see. Anything else, please? I don't know how you would go about doing that. If you guys know how, please let me know, because I've never really seen that. Again, I would imagine it's through astral travel or dream work or something. But here with the Wheel of Fortune, yeah, I mean, this was something that you were meant to do. All of the gifts that you currently have were meant to be that way. So I'm assuming that you're meant to do a lot with these gifts. These are gifts. Again, as long as they're balanced. Whoa. Okay, that just like shot out. Okay, Temperance. Okay, so now this is towards the final message, is that this is a healer card. Okay, so some of you are born healers. I'm really surprised they didn't say that sooner, but there could be a reason why, you know, maybe it's getting to that point. If not directly healer, if you feel like that doesn't resonate, still it's working with angels, it's working with emotions, being able to feel that flow. I am now seeing that there is some connection here to the hands, so, you know, working with energy, working with the energy within the hands specifically, and energy work. Like, so if you're an energy worker, you're probably a healer as well. It's not mutually, you know, exclusive, but I do have a video for how to do energy work, of at least how I do it, in the description. Please check that out if you're interested to kind of start. So they threw a few new abilities here at you at the end of your reading, which is interesting. There's a lot here, okay? There's a lot here. So any final message, any final advice? Some of you actually, it's not awakened fully yet. So watching this video could be a bit of a surprise to you, especially if you happen to be new to my channel and you're, well, not new to my channel exactly, but more so new to the spiritual path and whatever. This could reach you as a shock, actually. A lot of you were resting, or there could be like a dormant type of energy here, and it was only meant to awaken. It's going to happen soon. If it hasn't happened already, they're indicating April could be something of significance with a fire and a passion and something like that. Can we have a final message for them? I think that a lot of you are actually still working on some healing, but that's okay. It's not gonna affect you in your abilities at all, because what's going to happen is naturally you will heal from this. If it's like one sword at a time, you're going to unblock yourself one sword at a time and really rise to your abilities, rise to your power, rise to even your mission, if that resonates. There's a lot going on here. So group one, I know that this was probably overwhelming, but I kind of also feel like this was not a surprise to you at all. Those of you who have been on the path for a while, I feel like it was a surprise if you just started on your path, of course, because it's going to be like, whoa. If you feel like this resonated, but you're still doubtful of yourself and your own abilities, that's just simply the self-doubt that creeps in. But I think on a deeper level, you know that it's true. You know that this is true of yourself. So you may need to kind of just believe in yourself a little bit more. Okay. So, group one, that is what I'm seeing for you. This whole video, I'm like out of breath. Like, okay. So I hope that this was helpful. And as I said in the intro, as a thank you to you guys for the last 5 years, I am doing a discount of 20% off of all of my tarot readings and off of my website for all the products. So actually you can see some products like these. All of the information is below. Thank you guys so very much once again. Sending you many blessings, and I will see you next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 2, which is the chevron amethyst. So let's take a look at what are your magical and psychic abilities or gifts. Spirit, this reading is for group 2. Please and thank you. Can you let us know at the current time what are their magical abilities, psychic abilities, gifts? Thank you. Whoop. Okay. Spirit, what is your first message for them? Group 2, chevron amethyst. This is getting into it, but this card made me feel like you guys are completely independent and you figure everything out. Like, you're able to do that. You're able to stand tall on your own, this whole and complete entity person, extremely independent and autonomous and sovereign and like all of that nice stuff. And that in itself is quite powerful. Definitely it's bringing me vibes of someone who may not necessarily be from Earth. Like, I don't know where you came from, but like, you're different, obviously. So what are their magical, psychic abilities or gifts, please? Yeah, it's a strong presence, very strong outward presence. Now this is interesting. We have the Nine of Swords, the Page of Swords, the Two of Pentacles, and what does this mean in terms of their abilities? It strikes me as, and this is whether you happen to also have anxiety or not, this is striking me as you're able to really see the direct solutions and inner workings of problems or perceived problems or conflicts or what, like riddles to be solved, basically, and you're able to correct them or to make those decisions to bring it into some kind of harmony and balance. So what does this mean exactly, please? What else? Okay. Okay, so I also think it's interesting that you got 999. I always think repeating numbers are interesting because I feel like it's an angel message. Okay. So group 2, I am gonna tell you that I think you're misunderstood by a lot of people. I don't know if that resonates with you, but there is a reason for that. It's because you speak truth for exactly what it is. I don't think you sugarcoat things, or at least it kills you to do that. What you're seeing is the exact truth of almost if energy or this 3D world had some type of an equation to it, and you're able to read that without any nonsense or filters or anything. And when that happens, like, it is hard for many people to receive that. Because what you're doing is you're reading truth or speaking truth from a higher frequency, right? And when you, like, it's almost like you're blurting it out in a way, but what you're doing is actually channeling. I don't know why. I don't know if there's like a specific purpose for when you do it. I don't think there's any rhyme or reason for that. I think that you just do it because you see it in front of you and you're like, I have to speak this truth, right? Whatever it might be. There's pros and cons to this in the human world, of course, right? So you're able to solve all those problems, boom, like right away, like one after the other. But the, I suppose, disadvantage to that is how sometimes certain people perceive you if they don't understand where you're coming from, which I feel like you're coming from a place of pure intention, right? But I'm only including this because really that's what they're telling me, and I feel like it's relevant to hear in this reading, especially in the advice part. You were meant to deliver a specific truth into this world, and it's because of people like you that a lot of us are ahead, because we hear what we need to hear versus what, you know, versus illusions or versus like even like sugar-coatedness, right? So although it can come off as blunt or in, you know, whatever else words, like to certain people, I think that you're doing very important work. The Knight of Swords is showing that you just go from one thing to the other and just straight direct, no nonsense, like I said before. This has helped to heighten the wisdom of the planet, basically. So thank you for your services. I'm just laughing because I know some people like this. And it's like, it sucks sometimes because it does hurt, you know, like truth does hurt. It does certainly. But it is important, okay? What is the quote? It's better to be hurt by the truth and comforted by a lie. Is that it? Anyway, some of you may not consider that a magical ability, psychic ability, gift, but it definitely is, because again, from where it's coming. It's coming from the divine. It's coming from, I honestly can't really say specifically where, but it's coming from a place outside of just this human earth, this 3D earth, and we need that because it helps to purify things. It helps to, it helps to make things real, because a lot of what we're dealing with on earth, I feel like a lot of it can be illusion. So that's a huge one. That's the first magical and psychic ability that they're showing us here. Okay, that was a lot, right? What else do we need to know about group 2? That is eerie. I feel like that's eerie. And on the bottom, you also have the moon. Okay, 7 of Swords is a card of illusion and deception. I feel, sorry for laughing again, but I feel like you guys would be incredibly powerful against narcissists or people who lie in general, and they would be no match at all for you. Like, you're sharp. You're very sharp in your mind and in the way that you speak too. So again, you're doing very important work. You're doing a huge service, because I think that a lot of times people kind of don't realize the destruction that can happen because of stuff like this, which is like either deception, lies, manipulation, gaslighting. It's horrible. Anyone who's ever experienced, obviously that type of abuse understands, like they know, it's very devastating in its destruction. So again, thank you for what you're doing. Never change. So anyway, they confirmed it. They very much confirmed it there. And this is not to say that you're hardened as a person, not at all. In fact, your heart is very pure. I mean, it's extremely pure. It's very bright. It is very loving. But it just seems that when it comes to matters of truth, it is like activated. You have no choice, I think, many of you, in that this is an innate ability, and it may kind of even feel like an impulse, or like a compulsion to speak that way, but I feel it is an ability. It is that is part of your spiritual makeup, is that you have this inner urge. It's almost like you have no choice but to speak that truth, because that's who you are, okay? But it comes from a good place. I think I mentioned that before, I forget. Okay, so here we have the 7 of Pentacles and the Emperor. Can you tell us what's the ability here? Now, this is a little bit more towards your own personal lives or ability. I kind of feel like you have something up your sleeve. There's something that you're patiently working towards and you're letting fall into place. I think this has to do more so with what you want to do versus what you feel compelled to do. And this is part of your destined path in itself. So what's the ability associated with here? This is where you want to, I feel like this is where you want to bring light and peace towards things, especially if there was conflict. So how are they doing this, please? I'm feeling like this has to do with a particular idea that you have or had, but it's a little hard to say what this is, because I think that I think that you're keeping this a secret from a lot of people in your life right now, because you're just not ready to talk about what this is. Or some of you, if that doesn't resonate, it's because you yourself you're still developing what this could be. Like, as I said that, I closed my eyes really hard. Like, you're not, some of you may not be ready yet, aligned yet, because this is something that is going to impact your destined path, your destiny. It's a very important mission you have here. Some of you, if you know what this is, again, you're sort of keeping it under wraps, whether it's like a brilliant idea you have, maybe it's like a creative thing, maybe it's, I'm honestly not sure, but it is going to benefit and impact your community, or the collective, I should say, as well. Okay, so what is the ability here? I do think it has to do with your passion. So whatever it is that is your passion currently or in the near future even, that is your magical and psychic ability. The passion itself is your magic, because this is your light. And the way that you're translating that light is your gift, right? It's going to be a gift into the world just by you channeling that, or you sort of like projecting that. Is there anything else that we need to know about the Ace of Wands? So this is really, yeah, I'm not surprised by this. So this is the Seven of Wands. This is actually partly activism. I didn't expect that. I wasn't really sure where they were going to go with this. So this has to do with, for maybe like 70% of you, there's some type of activism involved here where you want to push forward some ideas, or again, truths or love in some way. And I feel that you will. I feel that it will get done. What else, please? Ace of Wands. So I feel like, it's too many. I feel like part of your gift is your heart. I know that sounds kind of cheesy, but I feel like your heart is just so pure. It comes from a higher place. And that in itself is the ability, the gift. And the reason why is because it's your fire, as I said before. Now, with the Three of Wands, whatever this is, whatever you have in mind is going to affect people not just near you, but all across the board. So whether you're doing something with like, whatever, like a something with maybe social media where it reaches people. If it's like the written word, obviously that can reach a lot of people. If it's with some of you, even if you're getting into activism and law, or something like that, where it affects multiple people, even like populations and stuff, it's going to be widespread in any shape or form. I know it's not specific, but it's because it's a general reading and there's a lot going on here. It really just depends on what your vision is and will be. Anything else about their psychic abilities, their magical abilities, gifts? So this is what I said before. This is your heart. Okay. What I'm getting from this particular card is peacemaker, which is this same message here. Exactly that, peacemaker. Okay. So in any way at all that you feel called, this is what it's going to turn into. So the start over here, I feel like a lot of you were like, I mean, not that you needed to, but you were kind of sharpening yourself, sharpening your skills, sharpening your speech. And then once you're ready, it's going to come into that balance, that loving balance, and being able to reach people from a different level and perspective. Okay. And that even goes for people who misjudged you and misunderstood you. They're going to understand. They're going to see, not that that matters, like not that their opinions matter, but this is going to reach people in a different way, and it's going to reach them through the heart space. Any final messages as to what are their psychic abilities, magical abilities, or gifts? Final message for group 2. Temperance and the Seven of Swords again, which is this card. Wild. And then the Two of Cups again at the bottom, I saw. It literally says that your healing lies, that you're making peace through the chaos. What kind of scares me about this card, and I only noticed it now because I did see this before, well, I have seen this before, is that it looks like the bird has no face. So, it kind of seems like there's a little more to it than I thought. Please don't be alarmed here and only take this as it resonates, but some of you are able to even see negative entities and beings, and like ambiguous ones, and you're able to tell what their intentions are as well. And if it's like a negative intention, let's say, you're able to heal and protect against that. So only at the end here, they gave us like a bonus message. Some of you are born protectors too. I mean, yes, that is related to everything here, but that one only came at the end because I feel like that also has to do with your free will. If you want to be that protector, many of you, I think you will choose to be and agree with it, but others of you, you don't necessarily have to take that role. But I'm seeing it here just at the very end. Wow. Okay, so I think I'm gonna actually leave it there. So group 2, incredibly powerful reading. Please do let me know if this resonates, okay? But what a wonderful reading. And again, I just love the messages that you got. So as I mentioned in the intro, my channel's birthday is today, and so I'm doing 20% off all tarot readings and off my website, so all of that's below, just as a thank you to you guys. Thank you once again for watching. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe, and all the links for like my website and my personal readings is below. Okay, and sending you blessings, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye. Hey everyone, this is a reading for those of you who chose group number 3, which is the Sodalite Tower. Okay, so let's see. This has been an interesting video so far. Spirit, this is for group 3, Sodalite. Please and thank you. What are their magical abilities, psychic abilities, gifts? Thank you. Spirit, what is your first message for them? Our group 3, Sodalite. Thank you. Okay, pausing for a moment. They said something about birth, but I'm not sure in what way, because I literally saw a pregnant woman, but I'm really trying to figure out what that means. So it could be creation. And it's interesting that you got it here, because that's typically the Empress I would probably get. But let's see. Let me not jump ahead. So they said creation. So obviously if you're a creative person, that could certainly resonate already. What are their magical psychic abilities, gifts? Can you please give us some clear messages? What are their magical psychic abilities and gifts? I was trying to figure out if that was like the past, the present, or the future. Because if it was the past, it could be showing me your own birth, which that's never happened before. There's a lot going on here. There's a lot of confusion, not in a bad way at all. It's like, it's kind of like an intro to a movie where they're giving me all these different flashes and I'm trying to make sense of what's going on. From what I can gather with the Judgment card, it looks like there was an agreement that you had before you got here in this incarnation to do something. Could be a soul contract of some sort. And again, that's what I kind of feel like what was going on with the pregnant picture here, that you had that was part of the package deal, like I guess, as you came here onto this earth. Alrighty, so, okay, so what does that mean? Hold on, it was too many. Spirit, what does that mean, please? What are the magical gifts, psychic abilities? Magical abilities. Yes, I am convinced. Okay, so this is you, bright, beautiful you. This is, you're already on a mission. You're already kind of scarily self-aware. I do think that at some point you probably forgot some things, but at the same time, you remembered a little too much, I think. That can be very traumatic to remember everything that's going on from before this lifetime. I mean, in my opinion, I don't know if that's the case for you guys. But what I mean is, like, it's too much psychic information to receive at once in the human frequency. I'm really sorry. I did get interrupted. As you guys heard, you got a phone call. So I'm sorry about that. And it was funny what the phone call was about. So I'm at the store, like I said. I'm sorry, I have to multitask because that's life right now. But the person who called was actually asking about a really high-powered crystal. I guess I'll just tell you, it was moldavite. And this is a higher powered crystal that is literally like extraterrestrial in a sense. So I'm like, poof, mind blown. So although I forgot what the heck I was saying, that to me is a sign that you have a higher calling from a higher place. And, oh, I do remember what I was saying. So I feel it can be traumatic to remember everything all at once. So if some of you have had a hard time on Earth, you know, like you had a rough start, let's say, partly it could be because of that and where you came from on the soul level. Spirit, can you tell us a little bit more about their magical psychic abilities, gifts? Thank you. I mean, it's not going to stop you, nor did it stop you, but, you know, it's just all part of the divine plan, I would say. What is the actual ability here? Okay, so there's a lot going on here, and this is gonna be jumbled, but so let me try to make sense of this. Okay, first things first is that you are coming through as the King of Cups and the Hermit energy. There was a lot of falsehoods and issues that you had to sort through and figure out. I'm getting, like, meaning on Earth, the number one highlight here that I am seeing is the Hermit card. You are this sage, which I only learned recently was a type of chosen one. I never looked into that before, but recently I came across this video. It said the 7 different types of chosen ones, and I was like, this sounds really interesting. And I think one of them was sage, and I immediately thought of the Hermit. I think it's like someone who's meant to give their teachings into the world, something like that. And the specific way that you're doing this, or your ability to do this, it has to do with creation, with something. So here is the Empress. I mentioned her before. So I'm just trying to tie all of this together. It's I would say it is through your powers of creation, whether it's like, again, the creation of new ideas or teachings, or your ability even for some of you to sort of like regenerate things. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. This might be an ability that I've never even really seen, but you have it. And what you're doing as you're doing this ability, as I'm still understanding what this is that you are kind of doing some high-powered healing. You're kind of blasting through negativity and pain and illusion through the ability of light itself. So again, I'm not sure what the ability would be succinctly called, but this is everything all in a nutshell of what you're able to do just by being you. What is the ability itself, please? You have, it says something about fire, your fire ability. Okay, so that's a lot. And no, I have not heard of this before. So this is new to me. If you've heard of this, please let me know. But literally, you are like, if this was Avatar: The Last Airbender, you would be a firebender, like hands down. But not in like that aggressive way that Zuko was, like, but like in so many different transformative ways. So maybe you're an alchemist or something. Because here's what I see you doing with the fire. The fire, 1, it illuminates and it teaches. That's 1. 2, the fire purges. It purges like lies and illusions and falsehoods, like I said. But also the fire gives life. This is amazing to me. Again, if you know what this is, if there's an actual word for this, please let me know. But that is what I am seeing. You're a fire worker or something, like a firebender. I don't know. But that's incredible. There's like, it's one central element, essentially, if you want to call it that, or thing that you're working with. But look at the, the impact of this. Okay. What else do we need to know about their magical psychic gifts, abilities? Thank you. And there it is. There you are, King of Wands. This is the fire king. Okay. Everyone here is going to probably have a different perspective and inspiration, I would say, because everyone's different here. Everyone's like uniquely creative. But it's really not traveling too far from where you once came, which was the sun, this fire baby. Okay. So what do they need to know to understand these abilities if they don't already? Well, of course, there's going to be battles. Probably, in addition to being a sage, you're also some type of a warrior, if that resonates, because it may not resonate with everyone, but that's partly what you're doing, even if it's more so mentally, right? Starseed or otherworldly being, absolutely, and really unsurprisingly. Anything else? They gave me the word galaxy with that one. I've never really had that word come through before. I don't remember at least. There's something having to do with galaxy. So either you're from another galaxy and you just like have this specific mission. I'm really seeing that this reading is turning into 2 readings in regards to what is your mission. But I think I might have done one like that. I think I did one about purpose, if you want to check those out in the past readings. Anything else about their abilities, their psychic gifts? Specifically now, what is it? Okay, so we have here the 5 of Cups, the Judgment card, and the Ace of Swords. So here I'm definitely getting, this is not to put pressure on you at all, but they did tell me the word savior for a second. It's giving me like savior vibes, like you're trying to save others or maybe even save the collective. I know it sounds like a big mission, but again, you don't have to necessarily go, you know, it's up to what you want. It feels like you're trying to save others from their own destructions or feelings of loss or, you know, darkness in itself, like different forms of darkness that are quite human, not necessarily darkness like it's coming from negative entities or sources. This is more so the human darkness, I would say. So it sounds a bit, you know, kind of like mental health stuff or different things like that, where it's just originating from self or energy. And the way you're doing it with the Ace of Swords, like that to me, although that is a card of truth and courage, well, actually courage, it's giving me the warrior vibes once again, because you're just sort of, it's like you landed here with that mission and then you only realized it later on after the stage of childhood. It's like you came online and you're like, oh, okay. Like, you know, it was like this huge awakening probably. Yeah. Any final messages about what is their magical psychic abilities, gifts at this point of their path? Because you might have seen this reading before. I did do this maybe once or twice over the last 5 years, but it could have changed. It definitely changed. So you can watch those as well. Okay, so I'll leave this as your final message because this reading is really high-powered, and it's probably going to give me a migraine if I keep going. So because of the third eye and the crown chakra being like overloaded. So here is the Ace of Pentacles and the Star. It's funny because this hand gesture here I often do if I want to get psychic messages, if I want to like, not really meditate, but like when I want to channel without cards, I will use this. So we have the Star card again. Again, that word galaxy does come to my mind. And with the Ace of Pentacles here, you know, I think that this is literally prosperity. I do think that in some shape or form, you're trying to bring prosperity into the world. That is a beautiful mission, and we really need it, you know, because, like, it's tough. Things are tough. And it's not just, like, money. It's, like, prosperity in all ways. Prosperity and abundance and joy and, of course, like, you know, things like healing, but prosperity in all ways. In whatever way you wish to do this, in whatever way you are uniquely called to through your own fire and passions, go ahead. Go and do it. Your visions are not lies. Your visions are not just your imagination. They're real, okay? Sometimes our expectations can be a little bit, you know, iffy and off and whatever, but just have faith in your vision, okay? So that is what I'm seeing. Do they have any final advice for this? Just stay centered, stay balanced, and really try to master. Honestly, you may have to learn to master your own energies and emotions. I say master, but just do your best. Like, you know, I know it's difficult. It's not an easy thing at all to do. But group 3. Whew, my brain is jumbled. I hope I gave some direct answers and clarity, because this was a lot and it was really difficult for me to kind of put together and understand, but I hope that it made sense. So if I could boil it down to your magical gifts and abilities, it would be that, like, fire worker, energy worker in some shape or form. And like, I don't think creationist is the word. That seems very wrong to me. I feel like that means something else. But like an alchemist, maybe. Even that, I'm not sure of 100%, but a creator. All right, so I'll leave it at that because there was just so much overlapping stuff here, but I hope it helped. I hope it resonated. I hope you found this interesting. If you are new to the channel, please feel free to subscribe and check out my other videos. But as I said in the intro, it's my channel's birthday, as you see from the title. So as a thank you to you guys, I'm having all of the tarot readings 20% off and all of the products on my website 20% off for a limited time. The link is below. Thank you guys so much. Oh, I meant personal tarot readings. Thank you guys so much. Sending you many blessings, and I will see you next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye. Hey everyone, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 4, which is the aquamarine. I apologize in advance if I do have to pause and like if I get interrupted, but let's do our best. Spirit, this reading is for group 4 aquamarine, please and thank you. Can you tell us what are their magical abilities, psychic abilities, gifts, any of these? Spirit, what is your first message, please, for group number 4? Okay, let's see where they're going with this. With the first card is the Devil. Spirit, what is the magical gift, psychic ability? I think what they're telling me is that you have conquered a great deal of darkness. That is what I think. I think for a lot of you, maybe it could have been in the realm of mental health specifically. Others of you, it could have even been obviously in other ways like external circumstances, past life stuff. The darkness could be many different forms, though. This could have been mental darkness and confusion and fear. It could have been like addictions. It could have been oppression. And again, not limited to this lifetime. I feel like no matter what, you always conquered it, overcame it and conquered it. And you came out on the other side 10 times stronger. I feel like you've sacrificed a lot for yourself and others. And I feel like at the end of all of this, like when you're awakened, if you're not already, which you probably are, you carry a great deal of enlightenment within your soul. It's almost like if someone were to take your soul, it's like a blueprint of something. It carries a lot of information. It's reminding me of the Akashic Records, where you're able to open something up and just read it. But I think that you already carry this within you. You already carry some type of like sacred knowledge within you and your whole system. So I don't know the concise way to put that, but like, you know, that's you. Okay, that was a big message in just for 4 cards. Unbelievable energy there. Spirit, what are their magical abilities, psychic gifts that we need to know here? Thank you. Page of Pentacles, 2 of Cups. Okay, so what is the ability, please? Thank you. Okay, so we have 222 for some reason. And then the angel with XX, I was like, are they trying to tell you something? Angels of group 4, what is their magical gift and ability here that you're identifying? They said something here about your path. 6 of Swords and the Moon. Okay, but can you tell us what's the actual ability, please? Because they're telling me about your path in general, but they're not indicating what the... They did say something first about a path of some type of completion, healing and completion that you have embarked on and are meant to ultimately come to, but again, they're not quite highlighting what the ability is. I'm getting heavy angel energy. You have all 4 cards that have angel or wings on them. I don't remember if there's any more off the top of my head, but you got all 4 of them here. And I am noticing also the theme of 2, right? Because we have the Lovers, we have the 222, we have the Moon, and then we have the 2 of Cups. We have the 2 angels next to each other here. So maybe built into this, and obviously this won't be for all of you, but I know from experience that many of you guys in group 4 happen to be twin flames. So there could be a little bit of a message there. So just to speak on that for 1 second, You could have psychic telepathic abilities with a shared loved one, not necessarily only twin flame, but someone else. It also could be shared psychic abilities with angels directly. Okay, so that's what I think is more of the general message for you guys. So psychic ability with whether it's telepathy or they said something even with, I don't know if it's like psychokinesis. I kind of like, that would be really cool if you could, you know, like, I don't know exactly what it is, but they said there was some type of telepathic or something ability here. What is the ability, please? Thank you. Okay. I'm going to tell you guys right off the bat that I'm having a little trouble getting the answer for you because the journey or the energies and the journey of your soul is actually stronger. The messages are stronger, and they're kind of telling me more so about your path and your journey as a whole. They told me again that you have fought through many heartaches and like strife or something like that as a Knight of Wands, as this sorry, I did get interrupted, but what I was saying was that you, as this Knight of Wands, what they're indicating here is some kind of stabilization over time with specifically your emotions. Here is the King of Cups. So again, I'm trying to kind of narrow this down for you. Spirit, what else can we say is the actual, can you please clarify what is the actual magical psychic ability, the gift, if we can give a word to it or put a name to it? If there is something that you've been working on very diligently in the recent, that is tied to what's going on here, because they did say that you have particular talents. Now, for you guys in group 4, I'm sincerely just not getting any kind of like specific thing. I mean, I got a lot in the beginning, but this is showing me that there are no limits to your abilities. So with the 8 of Pentacles and the Strength, and we have 8 there, they're saying that you're multi-talented. I may have said this in past readings, it's coming to my mind, but they said something like Renaissance man, Renaissance woman. Someone who's able to kind of do a little bit of everything or a lot of everything. Like, I'm assuming it could be even memories from past lives of skills, which is really cool. What is this here, please? Whoop. Okay, so here, this particular ability with Justice in the Tower is very poetic, but they said something like you're able to create order from chaos, bring chaos to order, something like that. Now, it could be that some of you were drawn to career fields that involved that, like whether it was like order and law or something where there was regulation, where you were trying to just create peace in some way. I was really struggling to get that word out there. I'm not really sure what they're getting at still, but Spirit, any other clear messages? What are their magical abilities, psychic abilities? Two of Pentacles. No, we didn't. Did we have that before? We did have that before. Okay, here's why I'm struggling with this reading. Group 4, it's actually because in many ways you have or get to choose what your magical abilities and gifts are or will be. I think that many of you have already chosen this. I think that depending on what is your preference, what are your innate passions and gifts and skills and abilities there in a human sense, you have chosen what you wanted. It could have been that you chose to be a healer, you chose to be a conduit or like a psychic in any way. But with the Four of Cups, it is showing that there could still be this slight hesitation in terms of opening yourself up to your own abilities. Some of you, if you do happen to be doubtful about yourself, especially like if you have feelings, struggles with self-worthiness, there could be something there. So the moment that you accept that you do have these abilities, that you do have, that you are worthy, and that you are this person that your higher guides see you as, because they see you in a very high light. They see you as a person who's able to transmute darkness to light. So I don't know if that is like a light worker or exactly what that's called, but that's part of it. The moment that you're able to see yourself in that light, the more that you will be clear about what your abilities are. So let's try one more time. Spirit, what can you tell us? What are their magical psychic abilities and gifts? Thank you. They said something here about the air element and that you're able to create freedom. Okay, that is very specific. You're able to create freedom and opportunities, and I'm assuming if you're creating freedom, you're also alleviating burden, like specifically. So what does this mean exactly? I do think that this is a form of healing, although it's a roundabout message. You're able to maybe create freedom energetically, like if you're freeing blockages, someone's chakras, if you're freeing someone's mind, you're able to, again, like create new ideas within them. If there's conflict, you're able to kind of like disperse it. So again, it's a little bit hard to kind of pinpoint and to name that, but that's because I think that you guys kind of just do this naturally and as you please. It's just a product of who you are. Any other final messages? What are their specific magical and psychic abilities now? So we have the Five of Wands, we have Judgment, the Lovers, the Ten of Swords, and the Six of Wands. I think you're able in many ways, again, it's kind of like freedom, like I was saying before. I think in many ways you're able to create success. I think that part of your abilities of just who you are in your perspective and your talents and your abilities is you're able to lift things higher. So again, it's almost like this roundabout way of saying freedom. Somehow, by you being you, you help to elevate people. You help to get them to a level higher in their ascension. So that's amazing to me. Again, I don't know the concise way to put that, but it's not just one person. This is like anybody that you connect with. Somehow you give them a leg up. Somehow you give them a boost. And they might not even realize, and you probably may not have realized either, that that's what was going on. But somehow this was part of it. I do think that this was something that you like were destined to do. But again, I don't think that you realized it fully. Maybe because like there was some specific mission that you were on already that you wanted to focus on. But this here is part of your abilities. You're able to raise vibrations of things, of people, of situations, again, bringing it to that sense of freedom, liberation. Okay, so that's huge. If you know what that is, if you've heard of that, please let me know, because I don't think I know what that is. In this way of what you're doing, it's ending painful cycles and kind of like starting things new, and that is, you know, another message of the Fool card is that this is a new beginning. So yeah, it's like you're creating new beginnings all around. Any other messages or any other advice or messages or anything for group number 4? You do have a destiny. You do have a strong destiny. I wonder if you've chosen what it was, because although destiny kind of sounds like, okay, you know, it's sort of like already there, predetermined and whatever, I feel like a lot of your free will is also being brought up here. So what do we need to know about the Wheel of Fortune? The Page of Pentacles, which is the same card. So as a final message, this is talking about some kind of future vision. One of the other groups, I was going to say prosperity, but unique to you, not just it is prosperity as well, but unique to you. There's something here about the future. It's like they said the word quest for a moment there. So there is something here. Group 4, I feel strongly that you're going to leave a legacy that is really unique to you. Again, the legacy you've already left behind is, in a way, it's kind of subtle. You may not have realized the impact that you've already made on this world, but you have, substantially. In terms of this, though, this is more so a pointed vision that you have for the future. Maybe you have not quite revealed it to the world, but as you can see here, it's a shining light. It's a bright, shining light. Maybe it's like something having to do with your leadership, something having to do with, like, again, something you wanted to create. Is there any way that we can know what this is, just as a final message, just so that they can have some idea? Well, with the Emperor card, I'm getting vibes of like something that will fix things, which is going back to the Justice card, creating order, creating freedom. Like, so I really don't know what this is that you're working on, but this is a specific mission that will last long into, you know, like long gone, like when we are all long gone. I think that this will stay. So this seems like, again, some type of leader, an example, a legacy, again, that you are leaving and creating. That is really adding to the harmony and wholeness of this world, of this collective. It is something as well that will bring you happiness and fulfillment too, but it's shared, is what I'm getting. So group 4, I do apologize if I didn't get like actual specifics for you. That was really tough for me. But I do hope you got something from this reading, because it was a bit confusing to me. Please let me know if it resonated in any parts, and if I did, you know, kind of give more detail than I thought, but like my brain was jumbled when I did this. But yeah, I guess I will leave it there. And I do have some other past readings too that can help to give you some clarification. I have done this topic before if you want to check that out. But yeah, I will leave it there. So if you want a personal reading, as I said in the intro, to thank you guys for the last 5 years, all of my tarot readings, personal tarot readings, are on sale currently, including the email ones, which I've brought back, and everything on my website is 20% off all the products that you have seen, and you'll see more there. Thank you guys once again, sending you many blessings, and I will see you next time, okay? Take care, bye-bye.